Vampire Hunter D, an immortal classic that we've never watched before. We at Carnage Candy watch horror films, and we thought it'd be a really fun idea to do some horror anime stuff. So we started with 1985's, right?
I do
30 years, or
so.
no, 50 years, excuse me. Old classic Vampire Hunter D to see what it was all about.
Yeah, 1985.
Yeah, I mean, we know that, I knew who D was, and, for what Vampire Hunter D was, I knew what D, looked like, just from, pop culture. But I haven't really watched anime in a very long time. I watched, Toonami. Ronin Warriors was my favorite. That's, my favorite anime ever. DBZ, I watched a little bit of Outlaw Star, whenever it had that big Toonami push.
Yeah, of course.
But besides that, a handful of classic anime movies. I had never seen this. I didn't really know any context of what happened. And we thought it'd be fun to talk about it. What's your anime history before this?
I grew up with my older brother, who was a huge anime fan. So I grew up starting with Record of Lodoss War, and then I watched Fist of the North Star. And then later on in my life is whenever I got introduced to Gundam. And then there was a show called GTO that my brother watched for a while. It was called Great Teacher Onizuka, I do believe. He watched that a lot. And then I got into Trigun and Samurai Champloo. So I probably had a good 10 years to where I was watching a lot of anime.
And also a lot of wandering through rooms that had anime on.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Sci-Fi Channel used to play anime all the time at night. So there would always be some form of anime that I was walking into, whether my brother had tapes of Macross, Sci-Fi Channel was on, or my sister, who was a hardcore Vampire Hunter D fan, would be watching that. So there was always something going on around me with it.
Yeah, so we thought this would be a great jumping off point, and so we watched it.
Yes.
And I think I guess just dive right in.
Yeah.
It was immediately, I thought I would have to get talked into the movie to enjoy it. But from the opening frames, I'm like, hot vampire hunter girl. She's my girlfriend.
Yeah.
I watched it like I was a little kid.
In which you should be watching it in that perspective.
I watched it with this very simple, it's you just watch it is it badass? Yes, I like it. Does it look cool? Yes, I like it. Is the dialogue funny or interesting? Yes, I like it. And immediately you kind of get hit with this hunting scene. These crazy, they're not crazy, but there's these really fun, simple panel shifts of the rising castle in the backdrop. And she's like Batman. She's got a machine gun or cool laser gun and this lasso whip of truth laser thing. And you get this really horrific worm monster.
It's like a mixture of a worm and a smaller dinosaur kind of mixed together that's running around. Like
a dinosaur with a long neck.
Yep.
And it's just got the red eyes and the glow, and it was this is pretty badass. And immediately it's I'm just Castlevania.
Yeah, of course. You can tell that there is some stuff taken from Castlevania took stuff from this.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah. We get and then we get she battles. We learn that just kind of from the action that werewolves are a really bad, or you don't want to mess with werewolves.
Yep.
And it's okay, cool. It's more than just vampires in this universe. And then we get our first shot of Master Lee, or Count Lee. What's his name? You don't know either?
It is Lee.
Okay. And I was like, oh, it's a Dracula ripoff. So I didn't know anything. I assumed Vampire Hunter D stood for Dracula, just going in. And so I thought we were going to fight Dracula in this. And man, he's just Oliver tools. It don't work against him. He's something different, right?
Yeah.
And I guess she gets vanquished, and it's really sad. We immediately meet And then, of course, like after that, we meet Doris, which is like the most badass name ever.
Yeah.
And Doris is the tits. Doris is so cool. What were your thoughts?
Doris being she's the blonde-headed girl,
Yeah.
right? I like her. I like her because she's not afraid. Like, she lives in this world to where all this horrible stuff is going on, yet she has the courage to see Dee riding up on a cyborg horse.
Yes. Oh, this
That
intro
is
is insane.
twice the size of her.
Yeah.
With a guy on a horse who is also twice the size of her. And she has the nuts to be like, hey, I don't care who you are. I'm going to take your sword and I'm going to go find the hunter that I need.
Yeah. If you're not the man.
Yeah, if you're not the man, I'll find him.
Yeah.
Give me your weapon.
And, you know, he kind of punks her out big time and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, of course.
And like, it's pretty quick to acclimate you to the fact, like, this is like one of the worst places to live ever.
So I don't know if you picked up on this, but Doris at the beginning has a real horse.
Yes.
But then later on, you only see cyborg horses. So I don't know if they were trying to really drive it home that her losing that horse was like a big
Oh, not
deal.
Doris, but her. Wait, that girl at the beginning is Doris?
As far as I know of, because she got bit.
That girl's got green hair at the beginning. Does her hair change, or is
No,
it?
she's got the same color hair. Is that not Doris?
No, at the beginning of the movie, the girl's completely different.
Are you sure?
I didn't realize it was Doris. I thought it was like
I thought that was Doris at the beginning.
thought
Is
it
that
was
not her?
No, I don't think so. I thought it was just a random vampire hunter girl.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that was the same character this whole time because she got bit.
She looks so different though. Oh no, are we gonna do this live?
No, I thought it was her because she's bitten now. I thought
Is that why
the
her
noble
hair
person
changed?
bit her. Maybe I'm crazy, but that's what I thought.
We have to investigate right now. Uh-oh. There's no way. God damn it.
No, I'm pretty sure it's her. She just changed her outfit. Maybe
See,
you're right.
And her hair's
Yeah.
green.
I just thought that was showing that it's nighttime
I guess so.
because she uses that whip again later on.
She does use the whip again.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
her
she's
hair
wearing the
is
exact,
blonde.
yeah.
It is Doris.
Yeah.
See, I just thought she was some girl to show that the Master Lee was a badass. I thought her hair was green.
I'm pretty sure
It's Doris.
Yeah.
I just thought that I thought Doris like came
You
from
made
the
me
line.
feel crazy. It's like I messed up the whole movie.
I thought I messed up the whole movie. See, I don't know. I thought like Doris just came from a line of vampire hunter girls, and Lee was like making his way through them. See, I didn't realize that was the same girl. Oh shit, we're gonna have to edit that out.
Or just put the video up.
Yeah. See, I thought Doris came from like a group of vampire huntresses, and like Lee just took out one of the badasses, and she had also been bitten. So, but yeah. Anyways, obviously she gets her ass whooped by Lee.
Yeah.
and so she thinks she's got D, and it was pretty rough whenever she's like, I can't pay you, but I'll feed you, and you can sleep with me if you want.
You can have your way with me, yeah.
Oh, it was rough.
But she's in trouble and she needs all the help she can get. She knows that there are vampire hunters out there that can take care of what she's dealing with.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do?
I guess so. She was hunting just kind of monsters. Oh, I guess from the intro we know that werewolves are above her pay grade, basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's kind of like a cool way of showing the tier list of what she's and that there are, because we learned somebody in her family.
Her dad.
Her dad is a lichen hunter, or a werewolf hunter.
Yes, her dad started hunting werewolves, and then they tried to get him to start hunting vampires. And I can't remember if it's said or not. Excuse me for being a little hazy, but I think they say that his her dad died to a vampire, but I don't remember
Gotcha,
100%. But they do make a reference in it that her dad started off fighting werewolves and then had to step it up to vampires.
Yeah. So with that, we do know that she went to go hunt the worm, the worm dinosaur thing,
Yes.
found the werewolf. Werewolf kind of whoop her ass, but then Lee come up and whoop her ass even the worst.
Yeah.
So,
it's a very tough situation to run into a 2-for-1 combo there.
Either way, we know we need D. We need a good vampire hunter,
Yep.
and he's elite. I love, especially in this, it feels like, because anime works so well as a series, but
Yep.
it really does feel like from the moment you meet D, everybody knows he's an honorable hero.
Yeah,
and
even with the way he looks.
Yeah.
So,
and I think that's to kind of show that, like, I think that's to kind of show that D has the self-doubt and self-loathing, because everyone sees him as a hero, and they immediately identify him as like a noble, honorable man, especially Dan. Oh my God, Dan is the best ever.
the little kid.
Oh my God, Doris's little brother Dan. But Dan's like, you can help my sister because I think you're an honorable man, and I can tell, and I know you are. This kind of information dump at every turn they can to get in as much dialogue as quickly as possible. But
Which
yeah,
they need to in this movie. You don't have much time to get information because this movie is a roller coaster.
Yeah, it's just straight
You're
up.
building for about 10 minutes, and then the rest of the movie is just all gas the whole time.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
does not stop. You're just getting stuff thrown at you left and right.
Yeah. I love the setup of the town, and just like we meet Greco, who is like, I just saw Willem Dafoe, like young Willem Dafoe in my head.
Yeah.
And he's like sleazy, and he's the mayor's son, and there's politics to deal with the stupid vampires, and then we get Lee's henchman. Oh my God, my girlfriend.
You got Ray, who is the white-haired with the red streak, and he's got the bladed boomerang. And then you've got, her name's hard to pronounce, Lamika, who is the maid, also the daughter of the Count.
Yep, daughter of the Count. And she's truly into being of noble blood. Man, whenever we meet Ray, I think this was when I was working out when I first started watching it, and like I kind of stopped working out as soon as Ray started fighting, because like when D gets his sword and stabs Ray, and then it's like, I'm like, am I looking at this right? Did Ray bend time and space to make the sword go back into D? And then D says this line, I've heard of a mutant that can bend time around him, and I guess it's you. It's like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, it kicks off fast. The fight's really cool. You get, the only thing that I hate about the fight, it starts off and there's a werewolf there.
Yeah.
The werewolf pulls up the cross there, I guess, to get the vampire's daughter to get in, because there's a cross there. I guess would be the only reason why. But after that, the werewolf disappears. Yeah. So I was hoping that there would be like some werewolf action in there, but that's my only problem with the fight. Other than that, it's awesome because Ray is throwing around his boomerang. Yeah. Like I said, you got the time bending.
And there's like Ray's obviously like desperate for power, but then Lamika, excuse me. Lamika. She's kind of got like, she's kind of got like this kind of honor thing going on. Yeah. It's like, you kind of get a sneaking suspicion that there's more than meets the eye. But yeah, like after that, it's like the girl gets kidnapped pretty soon. There's like a real sense of urgency for Lee because the blood moon is coming. Yep. And
you basically get D telling everybody to stay back. I'm going into the castle.
Yeah, and it just runs off the rails immediately. It's like it's kind of like it's just like Doris. Like D has like his Batman utility belt of everything. I cannot believe the effort. They designed like 50 monsters in that cave.
In that little tunnel.
Yeah, just for D to like flash them and kill them all.
I remember seeing clips of that tunnel on Sci-Fi promoting it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So when he walked through that tunnel, I remember that, like walking by the TV and seeing that image.
That's a good way to sell the movie.
It is. Yeah. It really is, because it shows all the different things that Dee is going to be going against and what you can expect from the film.
And how such a variety is not much of a problem.
Nope.
He's got catch-all tools for everything. And
he goes through the tunnel, walks right into a flying guy.
Yeah, crazy gargoyle Batman
this
thing.
flying guy that comes at him, which then immediately comes into a giant that throws explosive balls at him.
Yeah, like a giant Frankenstein type thing.
So in 30 seconds, you have probably about 40 monsters that you've seen all in one.
Yeah, and then it's like he gets to where he goes, and then he gets flushed down the hole.
Yeah.
And then you hear the harps, and I'm like, tell me they ain't about to do some siren shit.
And they sure do.
And dude, these sirens, I love all the like, his life force is stronger than most. They're gonna suck him dry for days. It's like, oh my God. And I love the triple speak.
Yeah, it's really cool how they bounce off of each other the whole conversation. But you have that go on. Our Doris shows back up and is talking to the Count, to where the Count is telling Doris, they've been draining him for a long time. If this was a normal human, it would have been like mere seconds.
Yeah.
Then you get Dee finally showing off his vampire side, and he makes him pay. Yeah, is the best way to put it.
There's kind of like. I like Ray's kind of rumblance to become, part of the noble hierarchy there. And, Lee is like, you have to, maybe I'll think about it in 50 years. Yeah. And, just kind of using him for his tools or for his abilities and shit. But there's like the rescue, right? And Dee scoops that girl up and he's out of there.
There's the rescue, which then leads into dropping everybody back off to prepare for another ambush to happen. Yeah. Which then turns into another rescue mission.
Yep.
And it's one big circle, like almost the whole movie of what's going on, which is great because at the time of this film, it's probably like nothing anybody had ever seen before in an animated movie.
When I was watching it, I was kind of like, I can't believe this is all happening just in one film. Yeah. Right? Because it's like, especially, growing up with DBZ and reruns and stuff, it's like, I could have seen them really blow this into like a 25 episode
100%.
arc, no problem.
It's a whole, that movie feels like an entire season cut into an hour and a half.
Yeah, and that's my problem with anime. Like, personally, that's why I don't watch it, is because I don't have the time investment. If, I know, like, there's like abridged versions and stuff you can watch online, and if I do rewatches, that's how I would do it if I watch stuff from my childhood. But it was nice to get it that confined. Whenever he rescues her and gets back to the town, man, we get that part where, she kind of insults his vampirism and being like, they're all, monsters, and he's like, oh.
Well, he doesn't really, he takes offense to it and doesn't at the same time. Yeah. Because he's basically the same story of Blade in a way. He's half human, half vampire.
And he remains agnostic with his feelings, right?
For sure.
And but she does note that it is worth apologizing for later. The town and the doctor is there, and we kind of see they don't really mess with the townspeople too much, but on the second kidnapping, the doctor has convinced Doris to go up the mountain. Yep. And there's like some pretty dark shit there when she finds out that the doctor is turned, and he's like, once I considered you a daughter, but now all I want to do is suck on your blood.
So it shows that not only are they a vampire, but when they start turning, they truly become something else. Yeah. So it's not just them as a vampire now. No, he's a completely different person, which I thought was really cool in this, because it shows that the sickness that you get from becoming a vampire warps you completely.
Yeah. At the same time, this audacity to say, I used to think of you like this got messed up.
It's really cool.
That makes me excited to watch
Bloodlust.
Yeah.
The sequel.
Yeah. And to see if like these get darker as they go. But who's coming to the rescue? Greco, baby. Oh my god.
I guess you could say that, but yeah.
I genuinely thought we were gonna get like a klutzy hero turn.
Yeah.
With Greco here.
Nope. So Greco has basically set it up where he was at the same inn as Ray. Ray had been given a lantern, is what they call it, but it's a candle that can stop D, basically paralyze him so that they could kill off D.
Yeah.
What Greco did was switch the candles out. So Greco has shown up with the real candle and has stopped Lamika for a little bit. Anyways.
Yeah.
While he
neutralized her.
Yes, and has come up with the idea that he is going to be the person to go and take down the Count. Things don't exactly work his way.
Yeah.
Because, let's rewind. While this is happening, D is also going against Ray.
Yeah.
So Ray and D are fighting in this really awesome setting. It's like this broken down mountain with all these pillars. And they have put the little boy up on top of this pillar, which is one of the funniest scenes ever because he's just screaming for D.
He's
to
just
help.
like...
He's probably about 100 feet up in the air, if not more.
Yeah, my boy's
screaming down at D. And D just punks out Ray easily. Ray pulls up the candle. D laughs at him, lops his arm off, and starts making their way back over the doors.
Oh, yeah, he goes an eye for an eye, a hand for a hand.
Yep. So whenever Doris is dealing with Greco, Doris's little brother shoots Greco.
Hell
He's not a good guy at all. Like, he's a horrible person, but he just shoots him. And then you already had the doctor fall off the cliff.
And I love that they showed his head hit, like the little outcropping.
And then you see Greco fall down in the exact same spot.
Yeah, they don't want to hit him.
So there's two people that have fallen down the exact same path.
I just remember thinking if I would have watched this as a kid, Dan would have been my favorite because
100%.
Kids that save the day rule, man.
He's cool.
Yeah.
He's a cool little kid.
He's so sweet.
So there's now this honor system between Lamika, D, and the crew.
Yeah.
They're making their way back to the house for, I do believe, the third time. They've made their way back, and this is where they come up with a plan that D is going to go fight him again. He's preparing. But Ray has found Greco in the hole, and this is the only part of the movie that I will say I'm disappointed in. Greco is such a piece of trash.
Yeah.
That you are waiting for him to die.
Yeah, I definitely wanted, like, okay, go for it. You go ahead.
You want him to die in the worst way ever. So Ray shows up with a missing arm to get Greco, and it just cuts. You don't see anything. It's just Ray talking trash to Greco, Greco screaming, and that's all you get.
Yeah, it's kind of like Cersei dying in Game of Thrones. It's like, like you really want a head smash or like some kind of face ripping apart kind of thing with Greco. He's the perfect character to do it too. But yeah.
I hope it's Ray and not Rye. It's R-E-I.
It's okay. I forgive you no matter what. We're new at this.
Yeah.
We're new at the anime thing.
Yeah, just have patience with us because this is a newer avenue that we're going into with horror. So
we see we get is this when Ray and Frankenstein they're back at town? Are they back at town for a third time and then the Frankenstein monster and everybody bust in and then Ray's about to kidnap her again and she says she'll bite off her own tongue, or was that on the first kidnapping?
No, that's on the first kidnapping.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Because he has both of his hands there. That's
Gotcha.
that's why this movie is confusing, is a lot of the stuff happens more than once.
Yeah.
So this time, whenever he has the lantern, is when D goes out because he senses something is going on, and then the light hits D, which paralyzes him.
Gotcha.
So that Ray can go in and take everybody.
Gotcha. So we kind of like wander into this third act, and this is where Lee becomes like a really good villain for me, and we get Lamika's kind of character full turn here, where there's a lot of discussion about nobility and blood and stuff, and Ray eventually gets cast aside. And he gets an awesome anime head smash.
Yes, he does. One of the best that I've seen.
Yeah, full popping all the way around for kind of his insubordination and just like you don't know how useless you are.
He tries to go against the count.
Yeah,
Like, he's mad and tries to go against him.
And we get like, I thought this was really great, and this is one of the best things I love about like Interview with the Vampire, and that's why vampires are so awesome in general, is because it's like Lee admits to Lamika that her mom was a commoner. You're not noble blood. Do you know how bored I am?
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
And I thought that was just so great, and that like he goes, every couple of years I'll meet a commoner that makes things interesting, right? But even then they're trash, right? Yeah. And I just love that, like, that Lee, the motivation for Lee is nothing other than boredom, and he's been doing this for thousands of years.
Honestly, just pettiness.
Yeah, he just,
it's just pettiness.
Yeah, and you know, I was like, that's pretty badass.
Yeah, it is. It's a great villain.
Yeah. And it's a good way for Lamika, you know, she gets all pissy and she's like mad, like, oh, I'm of noble blood. And he's like, you know, that he's like, you keep talking about that, it doesn't matter.
It's a farce.
It's a farce. Yeah. Lamika's kind of in freak mode, and Doris is all dressed up in her wedding gown, and Dee has to fight. And we find out what his blood's really made out of. The big D.
Yeah, the sacred ancestor.
Who's that, Grayson?
I don't know. Are they trying to say it is Dracula?
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah. It has to be. That's what I thought.
I'm still not 100% on if it is, because once again, we are new.
Yeah.
There's probably fans of Vampire Hunter D that'll be like, oh no, there's more to this.
Maybe the sequel there isn't. But
to us, being new to it, it does feel like it is supposed to be Dracula.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to, because there's a big statue of Dracula in the thing.
They talk about him earlier in the film.
And so I was like, okay, cool, it's Dracula.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only thing that would make Lee so shocked that he's getting his ass whooped. But it's like,
not at first.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure. And then D kind of has to tap in. Bamps out of his mind. But yeah, you know, the final kill showdown's cool, and it's like I didn't really need a huge action sequence with D versus Lee at the end.
You don't need that
because
at all.
you get it from Ray, you get it at the beginning, you get it from all the other encounters. And I'll be honest, I think the number one critique I had is something you said when you came in, is if you have epilepsy, don't watch it.
Yeah, this one's really hard. There are moments in this to where there are flashing images for 30 plus seconds.
Yeah.
Like back to back.
And it looks cool.
It does. And I understand why they did that, is they were using it for movement.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't much they could do at this time with animation.
Exactly. And it was probably a good time saver, I would imagine.
Yeah, for sure. But there's even a moment where Greco is listening in to Ray, and the screen is just flashing at you while he's listening to it, which makes no sense to me. But that's the only thing that I would, caution people about that go back to watch this, if anybody watching that hasn't seen it.
Yeah, might hurt your eyes a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that's something that fixes with the technology. But I thought everything was appropriate. Everything happened as it should. And of course, the ending, it's heartbreaking and fitting, but it's just like...
It is, yeah. It is, seeing Lamika kind of go down with the ship.
Yeah.
Sucks. And then seeing Doris and Dan basically just have to say bye to Dee. Mm-hmm. It is kind of cool that Dee, looks up at him, and you can tell that he's smiling, even though his face is covered.
The other... I will say another critique I have is they are quick to be like... You're in love with her, aren't you? Or it's like, you must love him, huh, Doris?
Yeah, I think they're just kind of going with the whole vampire thing on how they fall in love quickly.
Yeah. And I can see that.
And there is something with Doris, because even the Count himself was infatuated with her, too.
Yeah, I got you.
So.
I thought overall it was spectacular. I had a really good time. It was nice to watch an anime, in one sitting. Mm-hmm. And I know that seems weird to anime fans that are watching, where they're probably like, Shaun, you can watch anime anytime you want in one sitting. But it's just like, There's no filler episodes. It's just raw story that you are watching and going through. Yeah, and I think that when I think of anime, I think of these I kind of get like non-flashbacks of like getting reset in my Dragon Ball Z watch along because of Cartoon Network and like something important's gonna happen and it gets reset. So that just turned me off from anime. But like this kind of helped me realize that like, no, I can get a really dope story in an hour and 27 minutes or whatever and feel complete and whole. But yeah.
So seeing this as your first animated movie or anime movie that you watched, what do you give this for what it is?
Man, it's hard to try to be it's hard to be agnostic of history and try not to like, if I'm trying to not think about how important it is and just think how much fun did I have while I was watching it, I would say I had like a 9 out of 10 time watching it.
Where would you put this with vampire movies?
With vampire movies? Again, if it's in 1985, but vampire tales are so old, so I can't even say, not a lot of it is original, right? It's just really cool looking, and the soundtrack is dope, and the characters are fun to look at. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm such a vampire slut.
I know. That's why I really wanted you to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you think about my favorites, you know, you got, of course, Blade and Dracula and Interview with the Vampire and Daywalkers and fucking God. I mean, I could just go on, but I don't know. It's probably in the top 20 for sure. I would put it there for representation of the medium.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I had a really good time watching it. I was hooked from the beginning. I obviously did not understand that. I really did think there was like a sisterhood of vampire of monster hunters. I'm very sorry. Please do not mock me too much. But I really did think those were two different girls because their hair changed and it was a different color. But from now on, I'll understand if I'm watching the anime and their hair is green, it may mean that it's just dark. It's dark.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was really good. It was fun. What is it? How's it different for you watching it as a kid and still watching it today?
Watching it as an adult, I understand it more, of course. So I think I like it more now as an adult than I did as a kid. Because as a kid, I didn't really care about vampire stuff as much because I had a sister who watched vampire stuff all the time.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like with your sister, Grayson's sister is a vampire girl. Okay, and so I would imagine Grayson. Like, I get it. It's got vampires, girl. Like, oh my God, I don't care.
When Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust came out, which I'd never watched, I'd seen clips here and there of it. I never watched that because I was so worn out on Vampire Hunter D and Vampire Hunter D on the PlayStation. I didn't care about Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. I was tired. Okay,
Yeah.
You have no idea how many times I had to watch this and Lost Boys.
Okay.
I was fed up with vampires.
Yeah.
But now watching it after 20 years since I'd seen it the last time, it's dope.
Yeah.
It's probably in my top 5 animes of all time right now. Like it's just cool. And that's what you need it to be. It just needs to be something cool. And it's something I would probably recommend people watch. I had my girlfriend watch it with me. She loved it. She had a blast watching it. And it was her first one she had ever seen.
Yeah.
She's never watched anime. She's never like sat down to see it. And she watched this and loved it. It made her want to watch more.
Yeah.
So it's just something that's really neat that I think more people should pay attention to.
Yeah. I think for the sequel, if you want us to do the sequel, please leave a comment below asking and give this a thumbs up. Also, share it to somebody. I am very curious to see if we get more about this red left hand of his with the happy face.
Oh, the talking hand, yeah.
I did appreciate the masturbatory jokes that were in the movie, and I came out of this having no idea why he had a talking hand. Did you?
I don't know either.
Okay, good.
I have no idea. And I hope we do learn more as it goes on. Don't spoil it for us in the chat. I do read the comments a lot, so just kind of let us figure this out on our own. We are excited to watch the sequel. We do have another horror anime that we'll be doing a review on soon, so definitely keep back with us and let us know in the comments of more that we should be watching. New avenue for both of us. We're really excited to see what else this can bring us. So.
Yep. You guys go to patreon.com or hangtime.com, patreon.com/hangtime. God. And go support the content there if you like this. Enjoy. Go watch this review of Stay Alive. Go watch this.
It's 43 minutes. Okay, we had a good time, I guess.
It felt like it was 10 minutes.
It really did.
Go watch our Stay Alive review. Have a great day.
Goodbye, everybody.